Hello and welcome back. We are talking RBC Heritage elevated event for the PGA Tour, coming off a Masters withdrawal now. Here we are back at it. Let me introduce my partner in crime, the crazy old broken down Neanderthal, Paul Fraser. What is going on, Paul? Are you ready for some RBC Heritage action?
Yeah. I'm looking closely. I can see the iconic lighthouse, which is awesome. But where is Gary McCord's yacht? I don't see it there. Oh yeah, that's right. The tournament hasn't started yet, so yeah, Gary's not there.
You know what the joke was always? The joke was that he would bring it on Saturday for the weekend, and then he would drive in on Saturday with his yacht and park it up there. But yeah, this is a lot more laid back than the stress-filled Masters event was. You know what I mean? You're coming off a major, you're coming off a historic tournament, and now you get to chill out. A lot more relaxed here at Hilton Head, Harbour Town, South Carolina. You know, to get to chill out, and there's no cut event here.
Yeah.
Not exactly thrilled about that part, but we do have a bit more guys in a regular elevated event. So what's happening is because Kapalua was canceled, all the guys that were supposed to play in that tournament are going to be eligible for this one. So if you won any tournament last year, so any tournament win last year, whether you got into the Masters or whatever, you're invited to RBC Heritage. It does. I think those guys deserve to play in these bigger events, guaranteed paycheck.
You're a past champion, and because your signature event got canceled due to water conditions and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, it almost makes sense. You're a past champion. You should be allowed to play in, whatever event you want to play in.
Yeah, definitely. This is the reward for sure. So looking at the field, Paul, we got no Rory. Obviously, he's taking a little time off of it from his Great Masters repeat there. No Justin Rose and no Hideki Matsuyama for the top guys. So I think Adam Scott as well is not playing. So we got 4 of the top guys not in the mix. So kind of helps the odds for everyone else. Obviously, that guy, Scottie Scheffler, is your betting favorite. He's 4-1. Yeah, he's 4-1, so which isn't that big of a surprise. Next guy, I think, is Xander. He's like 13-1, and you got like 3 or 4 guys at 16-1. Who is it? Matt Fitzpatrick. I can't think of the other 2 guys offhand right now, but a lot of guys in that anywhere from 13 to 25 range for the odds.
Yeah.
And one guy I am going to go with in the top of the odds is the guy that everyone was on the Masters for and the Players' Championship. And, of course, he had some really shitty Sundays, but I'm going to go with Mr. Ludvig Åberg, the man from Sweden. I don't know what it is about this guy, Paul. 2 years ago, he was leading after 36 holes pretty easily. He shot a pair of 66. Yeah. So I think he was minus 10 through 2 rounds, and then decent in the 3rd round, and then 4th round comes around, and man, this guy, I don't know what he is, but he just seems to have really shitty Sundays, and I think it's just a mirage. I don't think it's an actual trend. I just think it's just happens to happen on the round that you don't want it to happen, obviously, but still, I mean, the way Ludwig's playing, he's still racking up top 20s like nothing. And obviously, this was like the first year that he's played the Masters that he didn't finish in the top 10. But still, he still was in contentions, was still there for pretty much most of the tournament. Just never really made that Saturday charge, and obviously shitty Sunday. But I mean, I looked at the odds here, and I got him at 27-1. And I used a boost to boost up his odds as well. So that was kind of nice. So I'm going to start it off with Ludwig, 27-1 for my first pick for the 2026 RBC Heritage. Next up,
any each ways on any of these bets? Any top 20?
No each
top
ways.
10, top 5? Okay.
No top 20s. I'm taking it pretty easy, Paul. After that major and the Masters, got my butt handed to me, so I'm kind of just taking it easy. I did have a couple of group bets that came through. I think I had Terrell Hatton to win his group, which came through. He was like almost 5-1, which was small saving grace. But yeah, I'm just going to stick with straight up victory only bets here. No top 10s, no top 20s. Just really real chill week is what I'm thinking. But next up, I was going to say is I'm taking a guy who missed the cut last week. Ooh. He fingered the 15th green after he made, I think, an 8 there. And he also says that he had a bit of a neck injury. But I'm going with that Scotsman, Robert McIntyre, affectionately known as Bobby Mac. I think he's got something to prove, Paul. He's obviously one of the best players in the world. He's a top 10 ranked player. And he's won pretty much the last few years, at least one event. I think it would be really fitting for him to come back and win right after missing the cut and kind of dumping his pants at the Masters and, kind of just, he got a head at talking to by one of the Augusta officials. And I just think, he's a fiery character.
He flipped the bird to an inanimate object just because he had a brain fart. Now that's funny. I mean, we've seen crazy things on golf, but actually fingering a green because you forgot how to putt properly.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen people finger the hole. I've seen Sergio finger the hole. I've seen other guys throw up the bird. Obviously it's not your brightest moment. But, Bobby Mack, he's got that Scottish fire in him, and
I know about that.
I know he's due, and I know he's going to be fired up, and the course does set up pretty good for him. Obviously, we know this course really well. You got to be accurate, and you got to be on the right side of the hole, Paul. It's all about angles, because I remember playing this in the Tiger Woods video game, and a couple of times, you would be 20 yards ahead of me, but you'd be blocked out by a tree where I was 20 yards behind you, but I was in a perfect angle. So it's a lot of chess that comes into this course. So not exactly a course you can just take out driver and overpower. It's one of those older style courses. It's a Pete Dye Classic.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to have some tough par threes. And I remember in the Tiger Woods video game, there was always that one par 3 on the course. I think it was the 13th or the 14th, but they would always go long on the hole. They would never hit the green. The computer player, whether it was Tiger or Hogan, whoever we were playing, they would always go long and left. It was just maybe a glitch in the game, but it's got some teeth to this course, definitely. 2 years ago, we had Scottie winning here after winning the Masters. Obviously, last year, Rory took the week off, and some people said that he took the rest of the year off, but Rory obviously didn't do much here last year. He's not here this year. Last year, Justin Thomas got it done in a playoff over Andrew Novak. Steve Novak's an old NBA player from the 2000s. But Andrew Novak was part of his breakout year last year, really impressive. He went on to win the tag team event next week. Last year, the Zurich, which I know a lot of people in the golf community are kind of not looking forward to because it's a 2-on-2 tournament, and it's not your traditional.
Hey, what were some of the non-traditional tournaments that we really enjoyed watching a lot? Were the Skins Challenge and Stableford's. Now,
they don't have anymore. Well, they have one Stableford.
You're still playing traditional golf, yet there's a little extra bonus or a little twist
for sure
into it. And some
at
of
the Zurich
that they played on. Yeah,
I think they play. I think they play one round 4-ball, and then they play foursomes for the next round, and then they make the cut, and they play 4-ball and then foursomes. So a little bit different formats for some of the days, which is kind of cool to see. But I mean, I don't care. I like to have a little bit of switch up from just the regular old 72 holes. You know, it's nice to see a team event. And the Barracuda, the event that's opposite of the Open Championship, that'll have Stableford scoring. But I mean, I think a bigger event, we could have Stableford scoring. And I would love to see match play come back again. And
definitely.
The biggest gripe was that, like, once it got down to the finals, that they only had like 2 golfers to show, and maybe like 4 if you showed the consolation, whatever round there. But it was like they would just have a lot of breaks in action, and that's what a lot of the broadcasters were bitching and complaining about. But man, it's match play. No one bitches and complains when the Ryder Cup's going on, and you know, well, I mean, it's a little different. Ryder Cup, you have 12 singles matches going on, but hey, man, I think it's a little different. It'll be cool to switch it up. But, yeah, so Bobby Mack is my second guy. I got him at 37-1. I think it's pretty good in this field. 70 golfers. 4 of the top guys are not playing. So give me some Bobby Mack, 37-1, I should say. And the last guy who I'm taking for this tournament, he's kind of a mid-round selection. He's Min Woo Lee, a guy we've taken a couple of times this year. Yeah, he got us a second. He got us a second at Pebble Beach. I think we cashed an each way with him there. He also, where else did we take him? I think we took him at Houston, where he finished second to Gary Woodland. So he's had a couple of seconds this year. Missed the cut at the Masters. And I think he'll be a little fired up after you know, having the weekend off, and he probably gets a little extra practice at Harbour Town. So I'm taking Chef Min, not really worried about the missed cut. Same thing with Bobby Mack. Just going to go with the guys I think that are going to be motivated. Haven't played some good golf, just a little blip. You know, you had a little foobar at Augusta National. It happened. So, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
time for a little bounce back action.
We're all human. We all have our occasional brain farts. You know,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
whether
these guys
you want it to happen or not, it's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, if you're playing good golf and then you have one missed cut, I don't overreact to that. You know what I mean? I just look at it as, you know, if you're having 2 or 3 missed cuts in a row, then I might look at it and be like, okay, something is probably up. But overall, I'm going to go with form. I'm going to go with class over form, I should say. You know, form is temporary. Class is permanent. So I also noticed we got LIV Golf Mexico on the schedule. And I wasn't really a big fan of the odds at that tournament looking at it. But I did take a single bullet with Matthew Wolff, good old Wolfie. He had been playing some pretty good golf on the LIV circuit this year and finishing in the top 10 a couple of times. And from what I remember, this course, they played it a couple of times on the PGA Tour for the World Golf Championship in Mexico. The course was called Chapultepec.
Yeah.
And like super high elevation, so the ball is going to go far. And I just remember that usually bombers did really well there. I remember one year Phil won there, and I remember like Justin Thomas, who made a hole-out eagle on 18 to get into a playoff with Phil, and Phil ended up winning that one. But usually bombers have done well here. Obviously, John Rahm is your favorite. He's always the favorite for every LIV event. Well, I mean, he's only finished outside the top 10 in one LIV event he's ever played.
Yeah.
Even though there's 50 odd guys in the event, I mean, still you're finishing in the top 10 every fucking time. So I think it's more or less they have to protect the top 10 top 5 number. You know, a lot of guys are just going to take John Rahm top 10, and it's not a bad bet. I mean, you're 80-90% chance you're going to cash your ticket.
Yeah.
So I can see why he's priced so high. And DeChambeau is the second favorite. He's coming off 2 victories and then his missed cut at Augusta, triple bogey on the final hole when he needed a bogey to make the cut, I should say. So I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to go with Matthew Wolff, 66 to 1, kind of a middle of the pack selection, not really going to the top. And I don't really think any of the guys after probably 75 to 1 have any real chance. So just going to throw out single bullet Matt Wolff, nice light card, Oberg 27 to 1, Robert McIntyre 37 to 1, Min-Woo Lee 66 to 1, and then for LIV, Mexico City, we're going to take Matt Wolff 66 to 1. And that's pretty much the card for this week, Paul. Next week, as I said, we got the 2-on-2 event, Zurich, coming up in Nolens. I think that's the TPC of Louisiana. And then after that, I believe it is Durrell, the Blue Monster. That is a elevated event, signature event. And then after that, it will be Quail Hollow. Quail Hollow, another really top course where the PGA Championship was actually last year. And I think that's another signature event. So we'll have back-to-back signature events after Zurich. And another major, the PGA Championship at Aronimink. And I don't know too much about the course at Aronimink, but I do know that they did have a couple of PGA Tour events there in the mid-2010s. The Old Tiger event, I think it was in the Northeast there. So I know it's a Donald Ross design, so I got to do a little bit more homework on that. But love it if you guys would hit that old hit the old subscribe button. And Paul and I are going to catch you guys on the next one on For The Win.
Hang loose, people. Peace out.